In this video sequence, we want to talk about maintenance. And we'll start with the canard on the nose, work back to the integrated trim system on the tail, and then the control travels of the elevator and rudder. Let's talk about Wren maintenance and systems for a minute. Let's start with the canard. The canard is basically the same system we use in the King Katmais and the Kenais now, but there are some differences. The biggest difference between the Wren and the new aircraft we currently build is the cowling. And you'll see that the gap here between the canard surface and the cowling is pretty narrow. And it's narrow for a reason. The cowling on the 65 through 69 182s that make up the Wren have a rigidly mounted cowl. The cowl is mounted without any shock absorbers to the firewall, so nothing moves. So therefore, I think the old Wren factory moved the canard in to flush it up as much as they could because there's no movement here. And you'll see that the gaps in this area and this area are kind of tight, which makes removing the Wren lower cowl a little more difficult. The current King Katmais and stuff that we work with, they have a shock-mounted cowl which moves. And of course, as those shocks age, it moves more. So consequently, on the King Katmais and the Kenais, we opened this gap up a little bit to allow for the motion of the cowling, and that in turn makes the lower cowling on the Katmais and Kenais a little easier to remove. And when we're talking about removing the lower cowl, I always tell everybody the easiest way to do that is to push the tail down and fully extend the strut, or get a hoist, an engine lift, and lift the engine up, because what you want to do is you want to extend the nose strut as much as you can, which gives more clearance for that lower cowling to drop and come out, especially with the three-blade props on the Katmais. That's important. But here it still makes it easier. So fully extend the nose strut before you drop that lower cowl, and the reason the gaps are narrower here is because this cowl doesn't move. Now let's talk about something that most Wrens have, but not all Wrens have it, and that's the integrated trim system in the tail. The integrated trim system, if you have that, is a system whereby as the flaps deploy, the entire horizontal stabilizer automatically trims down to relieve some of the pitch change. And you can see with the flaps extended here, normally this is up flush with this fairing. It's now extended down to take some of that pitch change off. And this is a nice system, but it's got some maintenance needs that I want to tell you about. Before we get to that, let me tell you how this actuates so you have a better picture of what's going on. The integrated trim system on the tail uses two jack screws that were used in the 180, 185, and early 182s to change the angle of the tail. Those jack screws have a closed cable circuit that goes to a reduction gear here. And this reduction gear is on the inside of the fuselage, and this is a closed loop system here. And what happens is that reduction gear turns, it in turn takes that motion, runs it through the jack screws, which raises and lowers the tail. And a guy wants to make sure that the reduction gear is free and rotates like it should, just with an inspection. But this is how the rear end of this works. Closed loop system, reduction gear aft, the cable tension runs between 10 and 15 pounds. This reduction gear forward, the cable tension runs 40 pounds. And what we've got is, you've got a closed loop system from the jack screws in the tail hooked to the stabilizer that run forward to this reduction gear. And then there's another system, closed loop system, that runs forward with cables from this reduction gear up the rear right-hand door post and connects to the carry-through flap cables on the top of the cabin. So what happens is that these cables move back and forth in the cabin. As the flaps extend, that motion is transmitted to this reduction gear, and then the reduction gear back runs the jack screws up and down. And this is one of the places a guy has to be careful, because I've had Wrens where the flaps work kind of jerky. They're not real smooth. And usually if there's drag in the flap system where they're moving kind of jerky, it's because of one of two reasons, and one of them is this. If the jack screws aren't regularly lubricated and they get tight, what happens is it binds up, and as it binds up, where's it hooked to? It's hooked to the flap carry-through cables in the top of the cabin, and that restricts the motion of the cable. So what happens is you start getting jerky flaps because the drag on this tail trim system. So be sure you lubricate the jack screws every now and then, not all that often, but every now and then. I get a small hypodermic needle with some lightweight oil, squirt it through the flexible boot, and lubricate the jack screw itself. So this is the integrated trim system. It works well, but make sure it stays free. And if you have any issues with the flaps being a little jerky, this is probably one of the first places to look. From time to time, I've had mechanics call asking about rudder and elevator travels. And I tell them that the elevator and rudder travels are not modified per the Wren STC. They're the stock 182 travels. So consequently, the elevator and rudder, no difference from stock airplanes in that. However, we do change the travel of the elevator trim tab to 21 degrees up and 21 degrees down.